Hi, this video is going to be about Fanny. So it's basically a Fanny tutorial from start to end. This video might be a little bit long because I'll be explaining every single detail in depth. So let's start. First of all, let's talk about the variety, the types of Fanny, the play style that you could play with Fanny. There are three main types. I would say three main categories. The first main section would be a tank Fanny. It's not that common. It's very unusual, but you should definitely try it because let me show you my win rate on Fanny. Here, almost 1,000 matches with 70%, and I usually solo. You can see. Okay, please ignore that. Here, you can see that I go all solo. And not one of them is with squads. But I think I'm pretty qualified to give you advice and some coaching. So first of all, let's get back to the topic where the tank Fanny. The tank Fanny, for a tank Fanny, for the emblem of a tank Fanny, you should always go jungle emblem because you're a tank. You're gonna be very very slow at clearing your red buff and blue buff as a jungler. So as tank Fanny, I go this Behemoth Hunter Swift boots, the boots that gives you extra attack speed. So that helps clear red and blue buff in the early stages of the game, and it helps you farm a lot faster. So that's for the tank Fanny. And the advantages of the tank Fanny would be that you could take secure objective more swiftly, more securely. And why? Because even if there's a whole team guarding the Lord, for example, you could still rush in. You could still fly in with your cables and steal the Lord and take and use retribution on the Lord. Why? Because you're not getting bursted down one shot instantly. You're not gonna be deleted of the game instantly by the damages of marksman. Because you're a tank, right? And here, the Dominus Ice and Blade Armor, they're a crucial pair of items if you're against a strong marksman that relies on basic attacks. It even works on marksmen like Beatrix, although it works better and more effectively on marksmen that uses Inspire. Maybe Hana, not Hana, maybe like Moskov or even Cloud. Like literally every marksman it works. It's such a counter. And you put Athena shield for if enemy mages are very strong. So you pair those three items with an immortal, you're pretty much set. You need to change much. So that's the build on the top. That's the build you want to use. Let me change it to tank Fanny. This tank Fanny build, you can use it every game literally. However, there are more effective ways of using Fanny, and that's the damage Fanny. Here, I'll name it so just so you know which build I'm talking about. Damage Fanny. So this damage Fanny, it can one-shot squishy heroes. So if you're against squishy heroes like, for example, Layla, probably not. So let me give you a more practical hero that comes up now and then in Mythical Glory. Moskov or Beatrix or Farsa or Eudora. These heroes, you can one-shot them. And I'll be explaining some combos on how to one-shot, and some combos you should use on tank Fanny and some combos you should use on damage Fanny. So they're not the same, right? So if you're going damage Fanny, the crucial item here is the Blade of Hepatasis. This is a must. You need to use this if you're going for a damage Fanny. The Malefic Roll is the must in every single Fanny. It's a must. And these are just offensive items and defenses. It depends on your enemy. And some people even like going for Hunter Strikes. So instead of, for example, rose gold media, people would go hunter strike or even Bay of Despair. Some like War X, which I do not like. I think War X pairs good with tank items. Although there's two, I think War X needs at least three tank items. If you want to use War X on Fanny, you should build at least three items. In case here, in this case, there's just only two, so I wouldn't recommend RX. I would recommend Hunter Strike, or you could even build Bloodlord Eggs. It's also a crucial item, but I'll come to that right now. Let me switch back to the old build. Here, the Bloodlord Eggs is a spell vamp. Here, spell vamp Fanny. Oh, that's too much. Spell vamp Fanny. So this Fanny, it is spell sustain. It can sustain for such a long team fight, because and it works well against enemies like Sun or tanky enemies. That you can just use them as a stepping stone to regain health instead of killing them. So, and you don't need to go back to base every time your health is low. So, in my opinion, I think Tank Fanny and Spell Vamp Fanny are my favorite types of Fanny, and I would use these items if I wanted those. And Squishy Fannies, I don't think it's reliable, especially because this meta is a tank meta, and if you're using squishy heroes in tank meta, you're not gonna deal much damage, and you're gonna get bursted down by tanks. I know, tanks burst you down for some reason. So, going to emblem. Where's my emblem here? Oh, here. I like fighter emblem and jungle emblem. So fighter emblem, it's good with tank. Tank Fanny is good with fighter emblem, and even a spell vamp Fanny could be used with fighter emblem. But in the current meta, if your opponent has a jungle emblem and you decided to use fighter, you're gonna be the opponent jungler will be a level ahead of you. So you do not want to be a level down if you're a Fanny, because you're the one that's going to lead the early game of your team. You're gonna dominate. You have to dominate the early game, because as the game will go on, the games go over around 15 minutes mark. The Fanny, just the hero Fanny general, it loses power after like 15 minutes, because it's very bad late game. Marksman mages can one shot Fanny. Fanny doesn't do really much there. Like, you're supposed to end the game quick if you're using Fanny. So I like jungle emblem. It helps. And I one thing I should mention, I use these. I think I already mentioned the attack speed boots. These are crucial if you're paired with jungle emblem, because each basic attack deals so much damage. So yeah, these are the builds I use. Let's go to a train camp, and I'll show you some basic, tips and tricks I use. Let's go with Raphael. Yeah, let's go with Raphael, or maybe SCC. Okay, it's loading. Okay,
welcome.
So first of all, first things first. You have to buy your boots. I like to buy Bloody Retribution, sometimes Ice. And with my lifesteal Fanny, yes, the build is fine, it's personal choice. You always want to upgrade your first go, and always want to take your blue first, right? Then, what you're gonna do is invade enemy's red. But as you get higher and higher, mostly in mythic rank, your opponent's jungler would obviously most likely to start from their red too. Like, for example, if I'm using Ling and if I'm against enemy Fanny's jungler and I'm a Ling, I would start from a red, because I know that Fanny's gonna invade my red. So that time you could invade, but you're probably not going to succeed, because they're gonna finish your red in time, and and you're not even if you want to invade, the red is already cleared, so there's not much to do. So sorry. So in that case, you would just take your own red. And here's a tip on how to clear jungle very fast. Like first you basic attack it, and you run, and you first kill tornado strike the creep. Then you kill both. Come here to the side where you can your basic attack reaches both the creep and the red bar. Then you clear both very fast. Then you go this creep, this tiny little. You finish it, and by the time you finish it, you're already level 4, and you're ready to gank. Usually there's enemy here, obviously because I'm alone in this match. There's no enemy. Where you're ready for a gank, then you go for turtle. So that's the basic early game that you want. So I'll give you so next there's some combos that I want to explain. But I hope you guys already know the basics, but I'll explain it anyways. No, not this bot, damage bot. So every time you run a hero over with your second kill, it gives you a mark. Right below the health bar, you see a kind of, is it green or blue? Yeah, I think it's blue. A blue mark will appear, right? And that mark can stack up to 2 marks. So if I did 2 tornado strike with my KOs, there's 2 marks. But if you did it with just your first skill, there's no mark. So you need your second skill to put a mark on it. And what that mark does is, if you have 2 marks and I did cables, my energies would regenerate. So imagine if there were no marks, right? And if I did my second skill, I would actually lose energy. And another thing that the mark does is, if you have 2 marks, like let's say here, your ultimate does a lot more damage, and you regenerate a lot more energy from your ultimate too. But if you do not have any marks and you use your ultimate, you lose a lot of energy, and look at the total damage, it's just 600. So it's very little, right? So the combo depends on your energy level and which type of build your items you're building. So let's start off with the damage build. If you're using damage build, you probably could one-shot everybody, literally everybody. So let me add gold, max level, and let go. T-Boat mine and the Estes right there, and max out. And now let's go to one-shot build. Okay, so I think Estes hasn't bought anything, so I can one-shot him. So the combo here would be here. With your second skill, you want 1 mark, then ultimate first skill, another second skill, and he should well be dead by that. If not, you're well below. You're not dominating early game. If you can, then great. And that's the combo. Like I would try on this Estes way. Here, I'll try on this Estes. Come on, Estes. He's well dead. So that's the one-shot combo. Like even if enemies in the tower, you can tower dive in and use that combo easily, because it's very fast. Sometimes you don't even need to land your second skill, just ultimate first skill, and that ultimate first skill, and it's very important because you bought the Blade of the Hepatitis. Your basic attack is enhanced, and it will do a lot more damage. So after your ultimate first skill, you should put in a basic attack too. So that's for one-shot build. Let's go back to tank. I guess tank and life steals are kind of the same, so I'll just explain the combo. So instead of just one mark, you want 2 mark, and then ultimate, and the others are the same. So it just the main difference is that the first one, the one-shot combo, would require just 1 mark and ultimate, or even no mark, literally just ultimate, first skill, and basic attack. But the tank Fanny, you need to save energy. It's all about efficiency of your and the cost of energy. So you need at least 2 marks, not the maximum of 2 marks. Then ultimate first skill and second skill. So that's the combo for it. And I think that's the basics of Fanny, and I'll explain some how like a menu recall and how you would get to your red buff in a stylish way and in an efficient way. So in a stylish way, you would go like this. Okay, I kind of messed up, but you kind of get the point, right? And you go from like this, and you go like this. So it's kind of stylish if you can connect all of them, but it's okay. Like the main point is that you get to the red buff. But the most efficient way would be like this. And again, I messed up again, sorry. Like you just walk up here, and you cable. God, sorry, I haven't played Fanny in a long time, so my hands are kind of rusty. Yeah, there you go, like something like that. I know. I hope you get the point. Then you for the red. I show you how to get to the red buff in a stylish way, in a boring way, the most efficient way. Then how do you get to the blue buff here? You walk up here, the same as the red one. Then you pretty much just 2 cables and just 1 straight. That's the most efficient way you can go around. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. And one crucial important tip is that to not try to freestyle. So like most people think like using Fanny, you should like so many cables, so cool, right? No. A good Fanny does not waste any energy at all. It's about efficiency and it's about cost. A good Fanny will never do something like what I'm doing right now. Like you should be as efficient as possible. So that's the main reason. Yeah, and then I think that's pretty much it. I hope it's not too long for you. I hope you're patient enough to listen to all of it. And I hope this improves your Fanny. And good luck.